What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we are going to go over why guys are playing these games in the first place. What causes guys to do it psychologically, evolutionarily, socially, whatever. Okay, now if you want to prevent all these games and get a guy to see you as long term instead of a friends with benefits, it's all about attraction. Attraction is, I always say this, it's the currency, it is the facilitator of a relationship. The more you have of this, the more you can make a guy do. Okay, so if a guy is pulling away, it's a lack of attraction. If a guy's not consistent, lack of attraction. If a guy's not communicating, reaching out, initiating, wanting to be your boyfriend, it's a lack of attraction. I have a 275-page ebook below that maximizes attraction. So make sure to check that out. Just click the link. So jumping right into this, why are guys always playing games? Well, it goes back to evolutionary times, but way back in the day. And it's more than just that. We'll get into it. But you have to understand that lying has a reward system, okay? If me and my brother were hanging out, for example, and I'm the one who, mom's in the bedroom on the phone, and I'm the one who wants some cookies, so I put my hand in the cookie jar and I'm eating the damn cookies, and then my mom comes out 5 minutes later and says, "Who ate the cookies?" And I point to my brother, and he gets punished for it. I obviously have a double advantage there. I got away with it. He gets punished, and on top of that, I get the resources of the cookies. So manipulation is a strong tactic when it comes to survival and reproduction. Now, with that being said, think of it like this. It's competition. When a man has, limited resources, time, energy, effort, money. Maybe he's not as good looking. Maybe he has low self-esteem. He can be a good guy and have low self-esteem. Or maybe he can even be a good looking guy, but he knows these tactics work. He's more likely going to use them. Now, why is that? Because if you're a low ego man or a low value man or a man who is just low on the number scale and you don't have success with women, then your job as an organism is, again, survival and reproduction, but it's not going so well. So you have to find a way to compete with higher value men. Men who, a lot of women are, are sought after, and a lot of who has the resources and things that these women want. You can't compete with that. But the advantage you do have is while these guys can pick a bunch of women don't want to sit around and be chosen, like an option. They don't want to be an option. They want to be chosen. So the lower value man who's playing the games, he could come around and paint this really, really pretty picture of a relationship, of an ideal guy, of a sweet guy, of a guy who's actually consistent, of a guy who actually is going to communicate and follow through and give her hope of commitment. But just because he delivers that stuff, it doesn't mean he's ready for it. That's why I always tell women, there's a difference between a guy who likes you and a guy who wants a relationship. There's a difference between a guy who wants a relationship and who can actually give you a relationship, right? So men would be willing to go to these tactics to hook a woman. A great example of this is some species in the animal kingdom, that are very heavy with like rape or something. We look at, of course, it's a bad thing, but in the animal kingdom, like animals do it because it's like, well, I can't fight this guy over here for this woman. He'll beat my ass, which is equivalent to us saying like, this guy's a 10, I'm a 5 or 6. But he's like, I can't win against this guy. He's just bigger, stronger, older, has more resources, heavier, whatever. But he can take advantage of the smaller, female species. And that's what he does. And he thinks he believes he has to do it. Well, I guess in the animal kingdom he does. He does have to rape them, because if he doesn't, then he has no, again, survival and reproduction. He has no offspring. So his species or his line of kin is going to die. That is no different than here nowadays. if a guy cannot compete in the field of dating and attraction and hooking a woman, or he doesn't have good experience with it, even if it doesn't matter, just it's what he perceives, okay? Because I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, my guy, or this guy's good looking. I don't know why he has to go to these tactics. Maybe because it's easier. Again, another sign or another advantage is cutting corners, right? Like if I could just manipulate a woman to getting into bed with me versus taking her out on 10 dates, and getting it in, or 5 dates and getting it in, some guys will do that. But it comes down to survival and reproduction. It comes down to advantages. What is most advantageous for me? And then, of course, morals and values come along. But for the most part, if a guy cannot compete in the field of dating, he is going to try these toxic tactics. And a lot of them, are the love bombing, the, moving very fast and controlling the pace and painting this picture of an ideal guy who can give you what you're looking for. Because the reason it's so easy to control women in these kind of things, no offense, ladies, because it's not your fault, but a lot of guys know what women want. Like the average woman out there does want a relationship, even the ones who say they don't. It's like when someone says, I'm libertarian, like I'm a libertarian, right? Or I'm in the middle. Well, yeah, but 95% of people who say that are either going to vote Republican or Democrat. Sorry, this is, American politics. Like, you're either going to vote one or the other. This is kind of the same thing. Like, a lot of women who I'm talking to on the phone who say, I don't even know if I want a relationship with this guy. I'm like, stop. Like, you're paying me $150 to talk about the dude. You're going crazy. I heard you going crazy for the last 30 minutes. You want a relationship with them. If you do. At least not, if you don't now, then you will when things are going well and consistent, which is what we're trying to get at. So guys know what women want. We know that the average woman wants a relationship. So he's going to be very good at painting that picture. But to sum this up, ladies, just know that guys are doing it because there's an advantage to doing so. It cuts corners. Lying has a reward system. It gives me the advantage by saving resources, whether that's time, that's energy, that's effort, something like that. And it helps me stay relevant and compete against the more high value men. Okay, so that's why guys do it. That being said, ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.